Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Golnoush Hakim Davar, and I am the president of the Iranian American Bar Association in Washington, D.C. I have with me Javaneh Purkarim, who is the vice president of the Iranian American Bar Association in Washington, D.C. She is also an attorney at the Maryland Legal Aid. She is going to speak with us about the Social Security Administration and Social Security in general. She handles family law cases as well as older adult cases, which include Social Security benefits, nursing home discharge, Medicare, Medicaid issues. And we have all been affected by COVID-19, so has the Social Security Administration. So this is going to be the focus of our conversation today. Thank you so much, Javaneh, for joining me on this virtual call.
Thank you.
So I have a series of questions. Hopefully we can get through them and not take too much of your time. And the first one was really a clarification for all of us and the individuals in the community, which is, what is really the role of Social Security Administration and what is the difference between SSI and SSDI, something that everybody has probably heard of. And also if you can go a little bit into what is the difference between Medicare and Medicaid.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So the Social Security Administration administers the Social Security program and the Medicare program. And so SSI is in order to receive SSI and SSDI, people have to meet the same burden of proof, meaning that they have to prove that they have a disability that can last for more than 1 year or result in death and prevents them from engaging in substantial gainful activity, which is, in other words, that it prevents them from being able to earn enough money to make a living. The SSI program, if you have enough work credits that you can fall above the federal poverty guideline or the line, then you go into the SSDI program, which is the Social Security Disability Insurance. That's the taxes that we all pay out of our paychecks into the Social Security program. If you do not have sufficient credits and you do not, your income under Social Security does not fall above $780 a month, then the federal government will supplement your payment to bring you up to $780 a month. And that's the SSI program, which is like a welfare program. It's supplemental security income. When you qualify for supplemental security income, you automatically qualify for Medicaid. Medicaid is a state-administered insurance that is expansive. It's a really good insurance policy, and it has, for our older population in the Iranian American community, it has benefits such as adult daycare, community first choice, and waiver, which is when somebody comes into the home to help take care of them. If you're not in this SSI program, then you qualify for Medicare, which is a program administered by the federal government. The Medicare program does not have the benefits that the Medicaid program has. It has its own set of benefits, but people who are in Medicare generally do not qualify for somebody to come into their home under the Medicaid program. So that's the difference.
That's it's a really important part of our lives, and especially for older adults, I assume, to receive these benefits. I'm curious, are the offices open? The Social Security Administration, are they open, or have they been closing due to COVID-19? And how has that affected the services that they provide?
So the Social Security Administration closed its operations to the public until further notice. We don't know when they're going to reopen. What they're doing is they have few staff members in every office. If you've ever dealt with the Social Security Administration, you know that on a regular basis they're understaffed and overworked, and now they're working with even fewer staff members. So they are, if under certain circumstances, you can reach them and ask them to change a few things. But the fewer staff members also means that there's nobody who's going in and changing anybody's payment plans or payment status manually. So people should be receiving their benefits as they were before. Situations such as a change of address, a change in your direct deposit information, those they are responding to, but generally pretty much everything else is on hold.
I see. And what about individuals who have stopped receiving benefits, who were enrolled and receiving benefits but have stopped receiving benefits? Are they able to seek help?
Right. So if, for example, if your benefits have stopped and you don't know why, or if you were suspended from the program before and you can now be reinstated into the program, under these circumstances, you should really try to get in touch with the Social Security Administration and have them look into the situation for you. They have also put on hold collection of overpayments. So if you had an overpayment that they were coming after you for collection, they have put that activity on hold. But if you already had an overpayment that was in effect, so in other words, you've been paying a few months towards an overpayment, that collection activity continues.
I see.
We can put, Sean, if you don't mind, we'll put the link for how to get in contact with Social Security in the description of the video.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. I'm wondering if you can touch a little bit more on the overpayment. How do individuals, would they have been informed beforehand if they were
overpaid? Absolutely. The overpayment program is, so for example, for our community, for the Iranian American community, if you're in the SSI program and you travel to Iran, for example, and you stay for over 30 days, you're supposed to let Social Security Administration know that you're out of the country, so they stop your payment. Some people don't know the regulations, but as we all know, ignorance of the law is not a defense. So what happens is that when Social Security later on finds out, they will write you a letter that says, we overpaid you for so many months when we were not supposed to pay you. That's just an example of how an overpayment is created. There are other scenarios, for example, if you overwork, if you work above a certain amount and you were supposed to report those earnings to the Social Security, but you neglected to do so, or even if you did so and Social Security didn't fix their system to reflect that change, you will likely end up with an overpayment. And then that's when Social Security will come after you and say, we overpaid you X amount of money that you need to pay back.
I see. And are they still holding hearings? Is SSA, the Social Security Administration, still holding hearings? And if so, how are they holding them?
So I think all in-person hearings have been canceled or will be postponed. If you have an electronic hearing and you're requesting a postponement, the Social Security Administration will likely grant that. Mm-hmm. Always check with the Social Security Administration to make sure that your hearing is still not going on, but it's my understanding that all in-person hearings have been canceled.
I see. And then what about what a lot of us have been waiting for, which is the stimulus, the COVID-19 stimulus check? How is that being handled by the Social Security Administration? What can individuals do if they haven't received the check, if they have questions?
Sure. So the stimulus check is being handled by the Treasury Department and IRS. It has pretty much nothing to do with the Social Security Administration. Mm-hmm. Many people are confused and think just because they didn't work before the COVID-19 situation that they don't qualify for the stimulus check, but that's not true. The stimulus check is a payment that is paid to every American citizen so that they can go out there and spend this money and help the economy. So even SSI recipients and SSDI and SSRI retirement recipients are entitled to that payment. Right. So people who filed tax returns last year in 2018 or 2019 should receive their payment deposited into the same bank account that their tax return was deposited into. Otherwise, you can get a paper check in the mail if the IRS knows where to find you. And if you received if you paid your if you filed a tax return, you shouldn't have to do anything further. You should just receive a direct deposit into your bank account. But people who received SSI and want to claim a minor as a dependent, because it's $1,200 for an adult and $500 per child, right? So if you want to claim a minor and receive that $500, there's a form that the IRS is asking you to fill out. We will post a link, and you can fill out that form to make sure that the IRS knows where to find you and send you the money for your dependent.
I see. That's really great information. And can individuals receive additional information, whether it is about the stimulus check or going back to the SSI or SSDI in different languages? Is information available?
Right. The Social Security Administration has a website in which you can enroll to receive information in Farsi, in your native language. Well, I'll be happy to share the link for that webpage so that you can continue to receive, information in Farsi. If, for example, somebody calls you on the rare occasion that you have a telephonic hearing or telephonic appointment with the Social Security Administration, they can also always get you an interpreter on the line so that you do not have to resort to family members for interpretation services.
That actually takes me to my other question. I'm wondering what are the different ways that the Social Security Administration, also IRS, may communicate with individuals? You mentioned a call, but is that the norm?
Yeah, so generally speaking, Social Security Administration will communicate with people in writing. So you receive regular communication and correspondence from the Social Security Administration in the mail. If your parents are in the Social Security program, you will see that they receive almost monthly correspondence from Social Security.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may ask that they call you and schedule a telephonic call with you. Generally, if you receive a call from the Social Security Administration, it's generally when you're expecting a call. They don't just pick up the phone and call people. And certainly when they call, they don't ask for money, they don't threaten you, they don't ask for gift cards and things like that. So I'm saying these things because here we are again, it's another, stimulus check program and another opportunity for scammers to scam everyone. So there were a lot of concerns with scammers calling people about the COVID-19 situation. If you receive a suspicious call like that, do not give out any information. Do not, certainly not your Social Security number, not your bank account information. And you can report it to the Inspector General's office at the Social Security Administration, and the IRS will post a link for you so you can use that link to report the information. When in doubt, just hang up the phone. You can always call organizations such as Maryland Legal Aid or other attorneys, IABA, and an attorney can assist you in determining whether or not you should respond to that call.
Yeah, absolutely. This is so important. We definitely encourage everybody to make sure that you are not giving away your Social Security number over the phone or not giving a credit card number. None of the organizations that you would be dealing with would call you directly and ask for information over the phone or ask